Hello everyone, Loremaster Sotek here, back with a new video. It's time. At long last, they've announced the Festag DLC, which is the Shadow and the Blade. So we have Malice Darkblade versus Deathmaster Snitch. So I wanted to get you guys my live reaction to this trailer. I have not seen it. I've not watched or read anything yet. I don't know what any... I know very, very little, especially about the actual trailer video itself, which is one of the most exciting parts of every DLC because I'm curious if they're going to be able to fit in another big reference like they have for the last few. I apologize this video is coming out so late in the day. It's Thanksgiving tomorrow or Thursday in the United States. So this is a very inconvenient time for a release information drop as far as those of us who have very, very busy family lives go, just because I have been very busy helping with getting set up for tomorrow to spend the day with my family and all sorts of other stuff. But in any event, I know I really enjoy watching people's reactions to things, so I figured, and I know some of y'all really, really like watching reactions to things, but don't worry, beyond that, we're also going to talk a lot about everything on the Steam page and the announcement, including the free LC announcement and all that stuff, and I'm going to put all my thoughts in that nice little box, and we'll go from there. So without further ado, let's go ahead and watch this trailer.
Siege Arc ship!
Okay, it's a Black Arc. Oh, it's a grounded Black Arc. Oh, is that a Warp Grinder? Warp Grinders! Poison Wind Mortars. Oh, there's Malice. Oh, Medusa!
Arrogant pride end this miserable existence. Shut up, demon! Fool, Malice. Without me, we both die here.
Snitch!
Imprisoned within your flesh is a power that mortals would kill for. Hate is our gift to one another. Malice.
Scourge Runner Chariots!
All things are possible.
Dude, Snitch is bonkers! Oh my god! Oh shit.
You have your pain, Malice. But your soul belongs to me.
Ooh, Tazarkan looks sick! Ooh! Damn! Oh, look at that artwork. Snitch coming up behind Malice. Ooh! That was a spicy meatball. Wow. Okay. So, saw a couple of cool units in there, but that was a cool trailer. Definitely wasn't as comical as the last two have been. Like the last two had some epicness to it, but this one they really cranked up the dark. Wow, Snitch and Malice they both look great. Snitch looks really, really good. You know, it's funny. Snitch is one of those characters that it's a little weird almost seeing him moving in 3D, just because he is a character that, how do I say this? Because of his design being so like all over the place, a lot of his artwork and his model, it's difficult to see a lot of his details, because everything about him kind of melds together to give it like a shadowy effect. It's really cool to see him really solidly for the first time. But let's go ahead and get into this. So it looks like the campaign is going to revolve around Tazarkan, the Drinker of Worlds, who has escaped from an eternal prison within the Chaos Waste, only to end up bound inseparably with the very being who freed him, Malice Darkblade. Sensing the potential of this demonic entity, the Night Lord of Clan Eshin, Lord Sneak, has dispatched his most trusted assassin, Deathmaster Snitch, to track down the demon and uncover its true power. Okay, that's interesting. So So it revolves around Tazarkan, like both campaigns, it sounds like. All right, what does the DLC pack include? You get Malice Darkblade leading Hag Grey for the Dark Elves, and Deathmaster Snitch leading Clan Eshin for the Skaven. All right. Powerful new units and heroes for both the Dark Elves and the Skaven. Okay, that's all kind of vague. New regiments of renown, great. Comes out the 12th, great. Pre-purchase discount. So, real quick about this, if you go to not that, this. If you go to this fanatical.com, I'll post it in the description and I'll post it over Discord and stuff. But if you want to support the channel, you can actually buy it from here. I don't think it's up today just because it literally just launched, but they'll almost certainly have a better deal than what Steam's doing, and you can help support the channel. Anyway, moving on. So, okay, here we go. Now we're getting to the nitty-gritty. The new units for the Dark Elves are the Scourge Runner Chariots, the Bloodrack Medusa, and the Bloodrack Shrines. So that is everything the Dark Elf roster, except for, I think that's almost everything the Dark Elf roster was missing. The only thing they're missing beyond that are characters. And then for the Skaven, you have Eshin Triads, Poison Wind Mortars, and Warp Rider teams. Okay, so it's interesting. So it's a Clan Eshin DLC, but most of the units are the missing Clan Scryer units. But with this, so the Eshin Triads are a unit from the they're from the Clan Eshin expansion army you could take in the Storm of Chaos, which was like the original version of the End Times. It was the OG End Times. Most races had like a unique playable faction, and many of them we've actually seen in Total War Warhammer, like the Cult of Pleasure for Morathi, even though in the Storm of Chaos it was the Cult of Slaanesh, and it was a little more expanded. But we've also seen, but Clan Eshin, or the Skaven had Clan Eshin, which gave them Master Assassin Lords, Clan Eshin Sorcerers, and then they had Eshin Triads, which were like a little group of assassins that could hide inside units. I'm curious how they're gonna make that unit expand, but the rest of these are Scryer units. But this means that the Skaven now have everything in their roster except for Vermin Lords, Storm Fiends, and then a bunch of Clan Molder stuff. But that's pretty good. Okay, so Malice has the following stuff. Possession. In order to counteract his possession by Tazarkan, Malice must drink elixirs. Okay, so that was the bottle he was holding. That slows the demon's influence over his mind. While the elixir is expensive, his master Malekith will gladly provide him with the recipe, but only if he helps him in his bid to control the vortex. Okay, that's interesting. So I'm assuming that means that he does not participate in the race for the vortex, but instead helps the Dark Elves with their race. I wonder if that's going to work for the AI as well, because that could actually make the Dark Elves one of the fastest vortex races. And I also wonder how that would work in Mortal Empires, but we'll see. Despite the obvious danger in allowing the Drinker of Worlds to take control of his mind, there are situations in battle when Malice might benefit from letting possession overcome him momentarily, greatly amplifying his viciousness. Okay, so you can get a power buff by letting yourself take control. However, managing such an addiction to seemingly endless power confronts Malice with desperate challenges throughout his campaign. Okay, that could be really interesting. His expedition. Malice starts the game in control of Hag Grave in Nagaroth, while also in control of an expedition force supported by a Black Ark on the other side of the world. In the opening stages of this campaign, the player is faced with a dilemma to either retain control of Hag Grave or give up the city. Whoa, that's so cool! Okay, so even though you start in a different place, you have the ability to start in Nagaroth if you want it. So you can either hang on to Hag Grave and have 2 start locations, or sell Hag Grave and just focus on where your other start location. I like that. Let's see. As Malice struggles in a constant inner fight with the demon, it will attempt to influence him to perform acts of unthinkable slaughter and cruelty. As part of a new mission system, Malice can follow the demon's dark whispers in return for unique and powerful rewards in the form of items, followers, and other treasures. All right, that's cool. Oh, that's interesting. They actually just outright addressed the whole transformation of Caden stuff. That's really interesting. Because in tabletop, which I didn't really care about this, but I'm sure there's some people out there that are even more purists who do. But in tabletop, transformation of Caden is literally a transformation spell. So a wizard would turn into whatever monster it was that you summoned. And they just outright address that here. Because it looks like, okay, so it looks like Malice will actually be able to turn into Tzarkan during a battle. That's really cool, actually. What about Snitch? Deathmaster Snitch and his agents. Okay, yeah. Clan Eshin can perform numerous shadowy dealing actions against their rivals on the campaign map with 100% success. Ooh! But at the cost of having these agents unavailable for further use in the campaign for a number of turns while they recover. Okay, that makes sense. Actions have a wide range of outcomes, including theft of items or money, all the way to spying, inciting rebellions, and assassinations. The Deathmaster himself can even burn down entire cities. That is awesome. So, okay, so he's basically a legendary hero. He just is a lord. Because it sounds like, despite the fact that he is a legendary lord, he still has the ability to perform agent actions, at least through this shadowy dealings thing. Greater clan contracts. Council of 13, greater clans approach. Yep, that makes sense. These clan contracts allow Clan Eshin to receive money, food, and increased reputation with issuing clans, thus granting bonuses and reducing the cost of greater clans' specialized units. Okay, that's cool. So his will be the first campaign where you legitimately interact with the Council of 13. Which is great, because that's something I think has actually been kind of missing from most of the Skaven campaigns, is that they don't really tend to interact with the council at all. Really interested to see that. Will there be an old world update? Yes. Oh no, there will not be an old world update. However, there will be a patch where they'll provide more information on closer to release. Okay, I don't know what that means, but I guess we'll find out. What's the free content that will be released alongside the DLC? The free DLC Legendary Lord for Bretonnia, Rapunz de Leoness. Rapunz! That's really cool, actually. She's back from the dead. I mean, it's not difficult to imagine how Rapunz could be back from the dead, but I hope they put out like a short... So sometimes when they do a release, they'll have like Andy Hall or somebody write like a little short story. I really hope they do that for Rapunz. Because I'm assuming she just gets brought back, like, not like the Green Knight, but maybe more like how Leoncoeur came back to life in the end times. Because Leoncoeur was basically killed, and then he vanished to see the Lady of the Lake, and then when he came back, he was all healed and back to full health and all that crazy stuff. So maybe that's how they'll explain it, is that she was dead, but the Lady of the Lake has decided that it's time for her to come home. That's super duper exciting, though. And I did see it confirmed on Reddit. I saw Grace talked about it. I've seen it confirmed that Rapunz will be in the Vortex campaign as well. So it'll be like Marcus Wolfheart, where she has her own Vortex campaign, and then there's also Mortal Empires, which is awesome. I really, really would like to see one of each Game 1 Race Lord in the Vortex campaign, because I love those campaigns. Marcus Wolfheart, I think, has a fantastic campaign. It just like lets you just throw the Empire in there. If they would do that if they would at least do it for like the core races, so like Bretonnia, the Empire, Greenskins, Dwarves, and Vampire Counts, I would be so over the moon. But if they wanted to, go a little further and do like Norsca, Wood Elves, Warriors of Chaos, and Beastmen, I mean, I wouldn't be sad. I'm just saying. Man, there were 9 races in the first game. That is so crazy. Okay, so let's see if there's anything new mentioned on the Steam page. They said there are new heroes. Oh, here we go. Here's all the details. New units and characters. Malice Darkblade, High Beastmaster Lord. Awesome. So, one of my biggest complaints with some of the other DLCs is that CA had kind of gotten to this super, I don't want to call it a bad habit, but a habit I don't like, where they would just take a legendary character and be like, all right, take this guy and just babify him a little bit, and that's the Lord you get, and you don't get a hero. But we're getting the Master. Has a spear and shield. Awesome. Oh, he has the Guardian trait. That's going to be super scary on Dark Elves. I wonder what mounts he's going to have. That could be really scary with Dark Elves. Malekith is already a pain in the ass to deal with in multiplayer. Having a Guardian character able to babysit him. If it can ride on, I imagine it'll have like a cold one option. But if it has the same options from tabletop, where I think it could ride a chariot or a Dark Pegasus, if it has those options, it could actually be really, really spooky. Scourge Run Chariot, awesome. I'm really, really excited for this unit. Because this unit is a lot like the War Wagons, the upgraded one with the Hellblaster, and that is a mobile war machine. Which, if that's like going to be kind of one of the big features we see from all these new DLCs, like the new wave, you know, if we're getting like the War Wagon for the Empire, the Scourge Runner Chariot for the Dark Elves, and then if they do like, let's say High Elves and Greenskins, which there's no way they're not going to do that. But when they do that, I'll say, like if we could get the flying chariot, oh my gosh, I'm drawing such a hardcore, it'll come to me. But there's a chariot that's pulled by a Great Eagle that has bolt throwers on them. I love mobile artillery. Love it. Bloodwrack Medusa, super duper excited to see that in action. It looked really, really great in the trailer. Oh, they even have the Regiments of Renown. So you have a Bloodwrack Medusa Regiment of Renown who has an area of effect ability that does a lot of damage. Awesome. Ravagers of Rakarth. They have barbed nets. Very cool. So, okay, wow, that's going to be actually super annoying to deal with. The Crows of Cain. Harpies. Okay, that regenerate in exchange for damage dealt. Okay, so they deal, they have the hunger, like vampires. Oh, okay, so there's a new Lord and a new hero and 3 units on each. Wow, that's so good. Thank you. Oh my god, I was, a video that I'm probably going to make tonight because I'm ready is talking about some of the last DLCs. This DLC seems like it is a big step in the right direction. There's an Eshin hero. It's like, I guess you could kind of say the Master is very similar to the way Malice Darkblade probably looks and acts, in that they're both wearing armor. Malice looks like he just wields a single sword, but the Master has like a spear and shield. But like the High Beastmaster is going to be totally different. Like, if they're like they're in tabletop, they're probably going to have a whip and a blade, so kind of like Kazrak. And then the Eshin Sorcerer is going to be nothing like Snitch. Like, he's going to be his own model. The Master Assassin will probably be like Snitch. Oh, but he has a ranged shuriken attack. Oh, okay, that doesn't sound like it's going to be super toxic at all. Oh my gosh. Eshin Triads. I want to see what this is. These warriors are a versatile alternative to Clan Rat and Storm Vermin, excelling at exploiting gaps. Okay, so they're spearmen with Vanguard, Stalk. Oh, that's super interesting. Okay, so there's spearmen with Vanguard and Stalk that are really fast. It's actually super interesting. Poison Wind Warp Grinders, very excited. Poison Wind Mortars are probably my favorite of the Clan Scryer weapon teams, so I'm super duper excited to see these guys in battle. Oh, look at that! Causes damage over time as they choke on gas. So they actually work like they do in the lore instead of how they do on tabletop. That's really, really cool. Because right now, Poison Wind Globadiers, when they throw their globes at you, it does damage on impact. It doesn't like leave a damage over time effect. This looks like it's the opposite. The globes explode and leave damage over time. That's super cool. How do warp grinders work? Because in tabletop, these were very niche. Warp grinder teams rely on powerful active abilities that create devastating effects on the battlefield. So they have tremor effects that can tie down enemies. And they can destroy walls? Oh, that's so cool! Okay, so you can destroy walls now without war machines. Oh, we need more of this. More of this, please. More of this. Granted, sieges still need to be more interesting, but this would help a lot. Like, if there are units that could destroy walls so they don't have to be funneled into gates, that would be really interesting. And then the Regiments of Renown, Death Globe Mortars? Oh, that sounds horrifying. Explode in midair and inflict devastating armor-piercing damage upon all units. Great. That doesn't sound disgusting at all. Vidicrin's... Oh, Death Runners. Just do a lot of damage. It seems like that's... Their whole thing is they just deal a lot of damage. And then Eshin Triads, Regiment of Renown, are Ishka's Triads. They can summon a decoy of themselves. The decoy ability is really cool in theory, but I don't see it panning out very well unless they've managed to fix how obvious it is. Because my problem with a lot of the decoy abilities is that the decoy is way too obvious because it's unbreakable. If summoning a decoy, if the decoy could be affected by leadership and did not have the unbreakable keyword and did not have like the summon keywords, then sure. That ability could be really powerful. But, I mean, it'll be good against the AI, but... Oh, it's Spite! That's Malice's cold one. Spite. He's like a really big cold one. Even the Lizardmen don't actually have a special character associated with cold ones, but Malice is like the cold one character. So I'm really excited to see Spite. Deathmaster Snitch looks awesome. He's even got the tail weapon. Yeah, he looks great. The blood... Oh, okay, so this is the Eshin Sorcerer, looking good. He hasn't been playable in tabletop in, like, well over a decade. Almost 2 decades, actually. And then the Bloodrack Medusa looks fantastic. And then... Okay, so... Looks like... Oh, okay, so this is the Master. See, he's got a... Oh, he's got a halberd. That's not a spear. So he's got a halberd, shield... And that looks like another master on a chariot. Yep, that's definitely a master on a chariot because there's no crossbow on that chariot. So he has the chariot option as a mount. We can see a Bloodrack Shrine there in the background. This must be the Master Assassin Lord. Oh, and this is the Eshin Triad. That's interesting. So the Eshin Triads are like completely different. Like they are totally different from what they were in tabletop, which is fine because I don't think the tabletop version would have worked. Awesome, dude. Awesome. Okay, so let's talk about some elephants in the room. Hold on, I want to watch the trailer one more time, actually. Let's watch the trailer one more time. This map looks sick. If this is an actual map where you can, like, board a Black Ark, I'm so excited. Oh, there's the Death Globes.
Need me, Darkblade.
I love Tazarkan's voice.
Or will arrogant pride end this miserable existence?
Shut up, demon.
Fool mouse.
I gotta take my meds.
We both die here. Imprisoned within your flesh is a power that mortals would kill for. Hate is our gift to one another. Malice.
Oh, Tazarkan looks so good.
With hate,
All things are possible.
Oh, that fighting style looks so cool. Oh. Just stomping on his own guys.
you have your pain, Malice. But your
Dude. So this is going to be our first Keeper of Secrets in the game. So if you play in Warhammer 1, you got to deal with Sarthoriel the Everwatcher and whatever the Norscan one is, who are the greater demons of Tzeentch. That was like our preview to Tzeentch demons. And now this is our preview to a legit demon of Slaanesh. Because I think Tazarkan is a Keeper of Secrets. Despite his naming convention suggesting Tzeentch. But, okay, I gotta say, the trailer, I believe this is the first trailer of a Lord pack that they've ever shown where the two characters who are supposed to be fighting actually fight in the trailer. Even if they just attack each other like twice, that still has such a cool amount of buildup. Like, in every other trailer they've ever put out, it's always like a build-up of like, oh, here's the character, here's their units, here's a fight, and then they charge at each other, slow motion, that's the end. And I think this is so much cooler to actually show them in the final battle, like, going head-to-head against each other. I think that is so much more interesting and badass. Like, I really, really hope, like, the trailer team at CA always kills it. But I legitimately hope this is the style of future ones. I don't know. I really like them actually, like, meeting in the trailer instead of what we've been having. Okay, so I want to say that... Okay, there's one big elephant I want to address in the room, and then this is almost 30 minutes, so I'm going to shut up after that. And we could talk more tomorrow. So... The biggest thing that comes to mind is that I did not think... Oh, there's their banners. That's cute. I did not think we were going to see Deathmaster Snitch. I mean, like, having an assassin hero as a playable character is bonkers to me. Like, I totally get Throt the Unclean. You know, he's a lord, but Snitch explicitly did have a rule in tabletop where he could not be a general. And I just... I don't know, like, the big thing is that he still has the ability to perform agent actions, and I think, to me, that's the most important part. Because if you brought in Snitch as a legendary lord, but you made it so that he was just a lord and couldn't do any of the hero stuff, I legitimately would have been like, this was a bad call. They handled it really poorly. But if he's able to just perform a lot of different cool agent actions and you can send him on missions and stuff, then they kind of found a way around it. I mean, yeah, he's not supposed to lead armies. But I don't know. I would rather have him in the game, and I am holding out hope that we will get a Clan Molder DLC at some point during Game 3. That would be the wish, you know, and you get Throt and everything. So if Throt is coming down the pipeline, I'm 100% okay with this and with it. Malice, super obvious pick. I thought Malice would probably be an event, but hey, you got 2 weeks. Christmas is coming up. I would highly recommend anyone who loves Dark Elves to pick up the Malice Darkblade novels. There's 2 omnibuy, so there's a volume 1 and a volume 2, which is 3. Each of them is 3 books put into one, and they are super good. If you like really dark, edgy fantasy, like just really grimdark with people like being flayed alive and like all sorts of crazy bullshit and them fighting demons or Norskins or who knows what, then Malice is definitely up the alley. I really hope they reference his books a lot in his campaign. Like Gotrek and Felix, they did a really good job with. Granted, I have seen a lot of the not controversy, but I've seen a lot of criticism about the way they implemented Gotrek and Felix that I think is totally accurate. And Gotrek and Felix probably need to be fixed so that they are heroes who actually are... A, they both need to be heroes, and B, there needs to be like a progression system to reward you for taking them. But with Malice being a full legendary lord, I just hope there's a ton of references to his books. You know, I hope that the characters from his book you can get as followers, or like maybe some of his famous enemies will show up as part of whatever his quest line is with Tazarkan. And I'm really curious, it seems like Malice's story is going to be about trying to master Tazarkan, kind of like it was in the books. Whereas Snitch's storyline is going to be trying to steal or maybe kill Tazarkan. I'm not sure. They said Night Lord Sneak knows about it and has sent Snitch to investigate. But whether they're going to try and kill Tazarkan or steal Tazarkan remains to be seen. Both of those, I will admit, they're kind of a stretch as far as storylines go in Warhammer Fantasy. I don't know. But that'll be it for today. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. There's tons of stuff about to happen. And super excited. And just a reminder, if you want to support the channel, there's a reference link in the description that you can check out to pick up the DLC and help support the channel. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Catch you next time.